Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Office Hours. I am David McElroy. I'm the owner and writer and editor and everything of How to Write for a Living and the Solopreneur Stack and David McElroy Fiction here on Substack. It's great to be here with you now, and thanks for joining me. Office Hours are a weekly live that I'm going to do with you guys just to tackle some questions, just have a bit of a catch up with you, see how you're getting on, and see if I can help you out in any way directly in a one-to-one basis like this. So I'm going to be here for the next between 15-20 minutes or so. If you have any questions about Substack or about writing in general or about anything that you think I might be able to help you with, feel free to just pop them into the comments as I chat. I'm going to go through a couple of other things while I'm doing this, but if you have any questions about anything I say or about anything in general, just feel free to ask away in the comments. Maybe as we start off, tell me where you're from. If you're joining me here today, just put the place that you're from in the comments so I can see where you're joining me from today. But it's great to have you along. I'm from Northern Ireland. That's why my accent is the way it is, and it'd be cool to connect with some of you guys from around the world as a chat here now. So, I sent you guys out an email if you're on my list this morning about how to keep showing up on Substack even whenever life gets in the way or life gets busy. And I'm just going to quickly touch on some of the points that I shared in that email, basically just to expand on them a little bit. And if you have any questions as I go through this, again, just feel free to drop them into the comments and let me know what you think. But showing up on Substack on a weekly basis, and whatever platform you're on, whether it's Substack or Medium or YouTube, whatever, is not easy. It does take a lot of your energy. It does take a lot of your time. And if you don't really get that rhythm right in the beginning, it's very difficult to maintain it long term. So I'm just going to share just four ways or four things I think you should think about as you're trying to get that rhythm in place for your writing journey or your writing business or whatever way you want to think about it. So the first thing is to pick a real cadence, not the cadence that you want to have. What I mean by that is, don't start with what you wish you could sustain as you're posting your posting rhythm, but start with what you can actually sustain. So, for instance, for me, I work for myself. I'm a solopreneur. I work from home. I can basically post as often as I like or as often as I can manage. But that's probably wildly different for someone who maybe works a 9 to 5 job somewhere else and has to maybe post or schedule posts kind of in their free time. So do what's right for you. If you can write one post a week, that's great. If you can write 4 posts a week, that's also great. But don't start off with writing way more or posting way more than you can sustain for the next, say, 6 months or the next year. If you can't see yourself sustaining that cadence for a few months into the future, don't actually start with that because it's very, very hard to maintain that long term. And it's really, really discouraging if you do start off with a really heavy workload on Substack and you feel like you're really getting somewhere and then life just gets in the way and you can't post with that same rhythm, that same cadence anymore. And there's no better way to burn yourself out or to go off track or just to end up giving up on Substack because you started off too strong. So start with a real cadence, one that you can maintain, and work your way towards your ideal one over time. The second point in the email I sent this morning, which you can go back and read at any point to get a more expanded version of this, is to plan your next 3 posts before you post one on Substack, before you publish your first post. So what I mean by that is it's a lot easier to have things planned out and come back to it and then write than trying to just figure out what you're going to write each week as you go along. There's no better way to kill your momentum and kill your rhythm and kill your enthusiasm by each week having to try and figure out what you're going to talk about with your audience. So, for instance, and something I'm doing at the minute is a series on book launches. So I'm going to be talking for the next few weeks, and I have already been about what to think about whenever you're launching a novel or a book in general online or in paperback form. And I have that planned out. I know what those 6 weeks of that series are going to be before I've even started writing it. So that immediately takes a lot of the stress and strain out of that process. I can just come back to that each week and write and create those posts and put them out there without having to worry about what exactly it is I'm going to talk about because I've already planned out a nice framework. So My suggestion is put together a series. Instead of thinking what post am I going to write, think what series am I going to write and what can I write about for the next maybe month in a really sustained way that I'll be enthusiastic about and enjoy coming back to each week to write about. So that's a good way to think about it. And some prompts that I put into the email this morning as well. If you want a place just to start, even if you can't do a series, you could do a post about something you deeply believe in, a post about a lesson that you learned the hard way, and then a post about a question that an ideal reader might ask you all the time. Maybe you've got the same question multiple times from people. That's a really good starting point for a post. So again, all that is in the email I sent out this morning. So go back and read through that if you got it, if you're on my list, and you can see what I'm talking about. The third point, and again, as I go through this, if you have any questions about anything, just pop them into the comments. This is my office hours time if you're joining me. I'm here with you for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, just um, as if this is my office and you've walked in, and you can just ask me some questions or shoot the breeze if you want. So feel free to pop those into the comments or just say hello. Um, the third point in the email was about creating a repeatable structure for your writing time. What I mean by that is, it's not always easy to block off a big chunk of every single day to write, and you might not always feel like you can just dive straight in to writing an article for Substack or for wherever. So it's a good idea to have a bit of a structure for your week. So for instance, again, what I put into the email today was Monday could be your planning day, Tuesday could be your drafting day, Wednesday could be the edit day for your draft, and then Thursday could be the day you actually hit the publish button. That's nicely spread out throughout the week. None of it is overly time consuming, apart from maybe writing the draft. But it means that it's nicely spread out. It doesn't interfere too much with your everyday life, and it's repeatable. Something you can come back to every single week. It's not going to interfere with your day to day life too much. So try and create a structure that works around your life. Don't try and squeeze your life into the structure. If you write best in the evenings, then try and set aside that time for just even a few minutes each day to work on stuff. Or if the morning works best for you, whatever suits your rhythm and your writing life. Do what's right for you. Don't do what you see other people doing. What works for me, for instance, won't necessarily work for you. So make it as stress free and as light and as doable for yourself as you possibly can. And then the fourth point, which I put in the email today, and again, if you've got any comments, I'm just going to keep saying this as people are joining. And it's great to have nearly 60 people here already. And if you have any questions about Substack or writing in general, or about anything I'm talking about now, just leave a comment and I will respond to it. The fourth point in the email, and this is the final one, was make your process visible, even if it's just visible to you. So what I mean by that is keep a Google document or a spreadsheet or a Notion page or whatever in a tab on your computer. You can go back into each day and update, and you can say, this is the writing that I did, this is the work that I did today, this is what I have to do tomorrow or for the days ahead. And you can even print that off and stick it on your wall beside wherever it is you write so you can see it. It's great to have a visible, tangible reminder of exactly what you've done and what you need to do. There's honestly very few more effective dopamine hits than crossing a line through something that you've just achieved, that you just done. It makes you feel so good. It's addictive. You want to come back and do that again the next day. So if you want to get that momentum and that rhythm going with your writing, have something you can cross out or you can update as you go along. Katie says she agrees. Thanks, Katie. Appreciate that. So make that process visible, even if it's just to you. And if you can, make it visible to everybody else as well. Sometimes that can be a real source of encouragement and momentum as well. If you post about work that you've done that day, here's what I got done today, or here's what I plan to do tomorrow. It kind of keeps you semi-accountable to people in your orbit, and that can be a real source of motivation as well. So those are four things about how to maintain showing up on Substack consistently and keep your rhythm and your cadence in place. Stuff that I've done myself, I know that it definitely helps. Something I want to, Katie, yeah, accountability partners are brilliant, definitely, for sure. If you have accountability partners in a community, or if you've got friends on Substack or anything like that, or if you've got like a WhatsApp group or something, it's great to just have that accountability to keep you going. I want to also mention as well, and again, I mentioned this in the last couple of posts I put out this week about the free, hey Marie, how are you? Good to see you. The free masterclass session that's happening tomorrow, that the guys at Right Build Scale are going to be doing. So you might have seen me do the live history with Yari. here on Substack, and they're running that tomorrow evening, I think it is. So I think it's maybe like 6 p.m. possibly, Central European time, but you can go on and check. I put a note on my Substack profile which has a link to it, so you can go on and sign up and claim your free spot for that if you want to. It's basically all about how to grow your audience and your income on Substack. So if that's something you're struggling with, you find difficult, and I think we all find it difficult at times, that webinar, that masterclass will be incredibly useful for you. I know these guys have done this masterclass before. People have come away and said it was brilliant. So it's totally free, and I think there's something like over 1,000 people already signed up to join. So if you want to make sure you get in there, before it starts, hop over to my profile after this or on a different screen, click the link and sign up and claim your spot. I think if you sign up and claim a spot, you also get access to the replay afterwards. So even if you can't make it, but you want to make sure you can watch it at a time that suits you, it's a good idea to sign up to that. So you can do that right now or after this this live. Ruth, you got a question? Thanks, Pat, as well. Really enjoy my work. Brilliant. Thanks so much, Pat. Really appreciate that. Thanks for that encouragement. That's brilliant. Ruth, you said, is it better to try to create a specialized newsletter content for paid subscriptions, or try to create digital products to kickstart a writing business instead? I think a bit of both. Again, Yari and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, and I'm going to share that replay tomorrow so you guys can watch it again. But I think having a bit of both, I think going all in on one of those two things is not necessarily the best idea, because sometimes it can be hard to get and keep paid subscribers, and it can be hard sometimes to keep producing really good digital products as well, because you don't always know what your audience are going to want or respond to. You could spend a while putting together a product and then nobody really wants it in the end, even if you're sure they want it beforehand. You still don't really ever know until you put it out there. So I would suggest doing a bit of both. So have maybe like one paid post a week or every couple of weeks for your paid subscribers, and then maybe have a digital product that you release maybe once a month or once every couple of months, or just you maybe add to as you go along and promote it regularly. Again, put your links to your paid tier in your free content. Put your links to your digital products in your free content as well. Try and work it into the text in a way that feels organic, so it's not always just here by my thing, but you just kind of work it into the text in a way that feels natural. People are going to click through to it then. Try not to overload your articles with too many links, unless it's like a roundup post. But the more links there are, the less chance there will be of people actually clicking through. So like one or two links in an article to either your paid tier or a product is probably the best way to go for that. Hope that helped, Ruth. If you have any more questions about that, feel free to pop them into the chat as well. I'll be on here for another maybe 5 minutes because I don't have any other questions in advance to answer today. So if you have any questions about anything I said in the course of this live today, or about Substack or writing in general, feel free to pop them in here now. Again, tell me where you're from as well. Feel free to just say hello and tell me what part of the world you're joining me from today. It's always really cool to see where you're at. Yeah. And if you haven't got my book yet, I'm going to always plug this every time I'm on a live for now. This is it right here on the shelf behind me, Empress of Nim, sequel to the Soulburn Talisman. It's available to buy now, which you can check out. Thanks, Bethany. I appreciate that. Big Jurassic Park fan. But yes, if you like reading young adult fantasy, stuff that is Ram, great to see you there from Dubai. Stuff that is kind of similar to Narnia, Harry Potter, that kind of stuff. You'll really like these books. They're directly inspired by Irish mythology and the landscape of Northern Ireland, which I've been posting about this week as well, if you've been following me on Substack. So if you like that kind of thing, if you've got a young person in your house, if you've got a teenager, or a preteen, or anyone at all who likes that kind of stuff, definitely check it out. You can buy a digital copy or a physical copy as well. Really cool to see people joining us. Michelle, hope Denver is really nice today, and hope you enjoy the book if you bought it. Ellen, great to see you from Louisiana. Really great to see you guys here today. But yes, it's always nice to do these lives. Nice to do these office hours with you guys. I will share this onto YouTube after this as well. So definitely check out my YouTube channel if you want to watch this live again. and you can put any questions in the comments there too, and I'll share it in the Saturday morning coffee post at the weekend so you can watch it back. But it's always nice if people join me live. Bethany from Florida, thanks so much for that message. Really appreciate that. I'm glad I was able to help you get started on Substack. Um, but yes, so just quick reminder one more time before I mosey on here about uh, the Right Build Scale guys doing their masterclass tomorrow, which is on Substack. You can get the link to that in my note on my profile. It's a free masterclass. It's free. Did I mention that it's free? For anyone who wants to grow their audience or their income on Substack. And I know that the stuff they're going to talk about in that masterclass is so in depth and it's so useful. And there's already over 1,000 people signed up to come and watch it. So if you want to join that and be there live and ask questions in their Q&A section afterwards, or get access to the replay after it, you need to sign up for it. So jump over to the link on my profile. I don't know if I share the links here, if you can click them or not. So it's on my profile in a note, so you can go and check it out, or it's in the email I sent this morning as well. I'll remind you about it tomorrow before it goes live as well. So hope that's useful for you guys. Pat, you're in Aussie, but you're currently traveling through Copenhagen en route to the Faroe Islands. Is pretty cool. Where am I at right now? I'm in Northern Ireland. So I'm in the UK on the island of Ireland, and yeah, that sounds like a class journey. Copenhagen is somewhere I really want to go to, as well at some point in the future. So I hope you really enjoy that time away. But guys, thanks for joining me today. This is just a brief office hour session with you. I hope you found it useful in some way. I encourage you to go back and check the email that I sent out this morning and the previous emails from this week, which kind of go more in depth into what I mentioned today. And if that was useful, that hopefully that was good for you. And check out the masterclass, which is on tomorrow evening, with the Right Build Scale guys, Sinem, Philip, and Yari. And I know you'll find that super useful if you check it out. So, thanks for joining me. Thanks for spending this time. If you're interested in joining my paid tier on Substack, where you can ask questions in advance of these sessions, and I'll answer them in more depth whenever I'm here. And you can add links to the Saturday morning coffee post to get more visibility for your content, and you can get access to every single paywalled article in my Substack publication. You can definitely check out my paid tier, which again you can find from the homepage for How to Write for a Living. But thanks for being here today. Appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Have a great Wednesday. Whether it's just starting off or you're coming to the end of it, and I'll see you again here for office hours next week around the same time. So have a great week, and I'll see you soon.